Peter, what's Kelly's eye looking at today?
Today, David, it's a diamond with a date.
And it is fairly high, so you think that's about 30 feet above the ground or so, is it?
Well, yeah, it's not bad, maybe a bit less. The date is 1863, carved into the stone, well preserved, it's been painted over, which helps highlights the date in shadow form. It's set in a wall of local Manx stone, surrounded by a terrific shaped stone, which is OG shaped. It's rather
OG,
like
what's that?
OG-double-E. It just describes the curves.
Ah.
Suppose you could describe some women like that, but perhaps we better keep to the subject. You could describe it, I suppose, as a Dutch gable. It was described at the time as being Elizabethan in style. I suppose it's really a mixture between the two.
Certainly very impressive. It's in Union Mills. We're not too far away from the village pub. We're in fact on the Lurgy Crippity.
At the bottom of the Lurgy Crippity, and what we're looking at is what was once the Wesleyan Chapel. I'm not too sure what it is now. It's been a garage and it's been a store. It's been quite a few things. It's had its windows renewed, but it does, as the date suggests up at the top, go back to that period in time. The land on which it was built was given by a gentleman called Henry Kellett, who was a schoolmaster in Douglas, who'd inherited this row of cottages beside the chapel. I think it's called Kellett Terrace, and he provided the land, and I also think he paid for the erection of the chapel itself. It's not very big, it's only inside just under 20 feet wide and just under 28 feet long, and it served the village up until the 1930s, when in fact they built the new chapel round down the corner over the bridge at the bottom of Strang Road.
There will then still be a few people around, not many, who actually worshipped here.
Yes, I suppose we're going back 60 odd years, 62 years now. It fortunately it still stands. It's had the alterations to give it an alternative use, which of course is a good thing for buildings, because at least in general they stand. It's a pity, I suppose, it's lost its original door and windows on the lower floor, because it is quite beautiful up on top, and I suppose it's lost its integrity.
Yes, I remember it as a child being used as a garage or store in any case, so I mean it's been adapted for that for a long time, really.
Yes, I suppose what would be the best thing could happen is that it was converted to a dwelling, and then perhaps the garage door would disappear and perhaps somebody could put back the semblance of order that there was. But it's one of those things that if you're travelling from Douglas to Peel, you don't realise it's just tucked up the road here, and when you do turn up, you're weaving your way in and out of the traffic, and therefore perhaps haven't got time to stand as we are and look at it and appreciate all the workmanship that's gone into the upper parts of the gable, which is really very elaborate and worthy of being in Douglas rather than stuck out here in the countryside.
And is it an architectural gem?
Half a gem. The upper half. What's left of it? Yes.
There's a mighty RSJ there, isn't there? I suppose that must have been quite difficult to put in, I suppose, was it?
Oh, not for the sort of man that would have done that, David. No, you can see where the needles used to go through to put the RSJ in. But of course, what is more important is the men who built the original building and the time and trouble which they took to achieve something quite nice, and as you see from the shape of the gable, pointing up to heaven to remind us of the purpose of the building.